Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Is everything okay? Oh my god. Is it time to stream chat? I think it might be. Oh geez. I took more notes for this stream than any other stream that I've taken in a long time. By the way, people are demanding the name of the song. It is 80386SX by Master Boot Record on personal computer. So there you go. Let's see. How do I start this stream off? I have a bunch of different things to kind of fill in the first 10 minutes, as is customary. I like to give people time to crowd around and get ready. I guess I'll mention this first, just right off the bat. This is an easy thing to talk about. There is recently released a new machine learning library that was put out I think this week. It's called the Raiders of the Lost Keck. 3.5 years of augmented 4chan posts from the politically incorrect board. This is millions. I want to say they say specifically how much. I want to say it's like 7 million posts. I'm not sure exactly how many millions of posts, but they've basically downloaded every post made from Poll since 2016, and they have made a machine learning model from those posts. So when you're on 4chan, I want you to know that there is a non-zero chance that whoever you're replying to, whoever you're talking to, is probably not real. I genuinely believe that board in particular is completely and totally subverted and co-opted, and the people on it are not real. Because I can't say everything that I want to all the time on the forum. If I don't want people like prying into my shit. So sometimes I would like to post anonymously, and I cannot, because when I look at 4chan, I try to find like a thread to post in about an issue that I have. Like I'll go to the for instance, just as a general explanation, I went to the threads that Poll had on the recent shooting in Texas, and every single thread that I looked at had 100+ posts just posting pictures of the kids that had been killed and rating them 1 out of 10, X out of 10 for each kid, like how sexy they are to the people posting. And I'm looking at this and thinking, like, I can't post here anymore. I don't know when, like, the tone of because I remember back in the day, like on B, when I was like a teenager, there was always like pedo bear jokes, but it felt like a joke, and now it no longer feels like a joke. It just feels like that the people on 4chan have stayed consistent for a very long time, and the people that were kids on 4chan making pedo bear jokes when they were teenagers on B have now become adults, and many of them are mentally ill pedophiles, and they just post about how they want to fuck kids, and it's like, okay, well, this is clearly not my crowd. I have grown out of this. And it sucks, which is why I'm stuck on this hard line with the forum. And I'll talk about this later when I have a more concrete plan in mind. But I really want to both grow the off-topic boards so that I can actually use my own site and talk about things I want to more often when they're off-topic. And I want to keep those people out of my community. So it's like I don't want to suffer the 8chan problem where it's like, oh, we're a free speech community, everyone gather around and have fun in our free speech community, and then you get people that are like too retarded for 4chan to come over and just ruin your community. So I'm trying to strike a balance between opening the gates enough that I can get people who I want to talk to on without also getting the retards. And I realize that this is a common issue that every community has faced, but this year in particular, it has felt very, very pressing. The most recent users are just awful. So, which is why registrations have been closed all month. And I've complained about this a couple times this year, but it's just something on my mind, and this is what I'm thinking about. I'll save that for a bit, actually. Since I mentioned it, I should point out that this is the chat. Let me refresh it. Connecting to Sneed Chat, connected, and then here is the chat from, I don't know if people are saying offensive things already. I have managed to get the chat that I showed off last week plugged into the new chat, and it works, and It's very rewarding to put effort into something, hours a week, and then plug it in and see people using it. Not everyone's appreciative of my efforts though, because the new chat is feature lacking, and that's in part because it's a completely different software. So now that it's running on Sneed Chat, I'm gonna have to take the time. As you can see here, I've already taken a lot of time to work on it just in the last week, and get the parsing and stuff plugged in. And I have a note to add to that. But I want to wait for a couple more people to get in before I bring up my next topic, which I feel is important. I want everybody to hear it. This is Bernie Gores, which I didn't even realize. I've heard the name Bernie Gores 1,000 times, and I was never notified until I read this article that Bernie Gores is a racial slur when spoken aloud. Bernie Gores. That did not occur to me. That's so subtle, and it doesn't really work, but apparently the intention is racist in and of itself, so that's what matters to journalists. I was led to believe that this article that the New York Times was supposed to be about wings, but it's really not. This is more about, like, don't believe everything you read about this man in this photo. A picture of Jordy Jordan, an online gamer, has been attached to a fake name and numerous bogus reports of his death, including from mass shootings in Uvalde, Texas. And they're all saying, like, oh, this is so terrible and so tragic that, like, people are falling for fake news. But the real issue is that, like with Sam Hyde, actual journalists are retweeting that Bernie Gores was a CNN journalist who died in Ukraine reporting on the news. So, like, I'm sorry that you can't do your fucking job. I'm sorry that journalists who are paid to, like, take information and then review it and verify it and then publish it are literally incapable of figuring out that this man was not put into the front lines of a fucking war zone by CNN. And what should really tip people off about the fact that this man does not work for CNN and is not in a war zone, besides him being Wings of Redemption and being fat and obviously not anywhere near a physical activity, is that CNN doesn't do any reporting. And people don't know this. There are very few companies that do actual journalism anymore. There's, like, you have, the Washington Post and all these other companies, and they push news, but they buy their news from AP and Reuters or Reuters. They no actual, like, Washington Post and CNN and ABC and yada yada. These companies do not do news reporting. They all buy their stories in the round robin. So they get, like, the way that it works is that they're put onto the list. They buy the news stories, and then which article gets it an hour ahead of everybody else is determined by round robin. So they go around the table and it's like, oh, CNN gets this story first this time, and then Washington Post gets this story this time, and it goes around and around. Fox News, it gets this one an hour ahead, and that's how the news is done. They don't act. CNN does not have a reporter in Ukraine. AP does. Reuters probably does. CNN, I really doubt it. All these media companies do is churn out bullshit, and they sometimes copy paste a story from AP, which is why there's stories about how they're going to just use machine learning to write articles these days. Like, we don't need a Tiffany Sue to write this article. You just take the talking points, and then it can generate it from that, like, off a couple sentences. So, because they always, like, fill in the thing, like, Ukraine is a country that's west of Russia and east of Romania. It touches the Black Sea. Like, you have to add that bullshit in, and machines can do this. You will be replaced before the mechanic will be replaced. Tiffany Sue, you fucker. Okay, and then before I get to the thing that I want to talk about, here is what happened to Yandere Dev. I did not do a stream on him, but I did talk about him for an hour, like, a couple years ago. And it's hard to do, like, any updates on Yandere Dev because he doesn't do anything. Like, the joke is that he's been working on this fucking game, which has had no progress in, like, 8 years now, and he still gets, like, $10,000 a month from idiot fans on Patreon. But he has now become a VTuber, and these are the kinds of things that he does as a VTuber. He does, like, cameos, where he says something in, like, his Yandere Dev developer voice while also VTubing.
Bitch wanna talk shit but won't say it to my motherfucking face. If I see you in the streets, I'm beating yo ass. That's on period.
It's just the worst thing. Just the worst thing ever.
Hey girl, happy birthday. Another day, another sleigh. Yas, queen.
He does. This is what he does for money now. I'll play this one too, because he has a gun.
Okay, look, Vaughn. Every time I do my VTuber thing, you always gotta make some little comment. Like, oh, there he goes again. Or, oh, he's having too much fun with that. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna take it anymore. From now on, when you say that shit, I'm just gonna paint the walls with your brains, okay, buddy? Stop saying that shit. It pisses me off.
VTubers were a mistake, and that's not a surprise to anyone. They've been a mistake for a long time, but now you see what has happened. As time goes on, it just becomes an even bigger mistake. All right, now before I progress into the actual stories, let me give my spiel. I am not Alex Jones, so I'm not like shilling this as like a product. I am being genuine here. I started working on Sneed 4 again about 4 weeks ago. And then I felt bad, and that's why I stopped. And I still felt bad coding. I thought, you know what? I should take vitamins. Maybe that will help. And it has helped. It has helped immensely. And I know a lot of you people are like depressives who watch anime and you're just a sad sack piece of shit. So I'm going to give you what has worked for me, okay? This is called vitamin D. And I have picked a random brand. I have picked this brand because they ship to Israel, and this is like an Israeli brand. I have no experience with BioVia. You need to take vitamin D. I am pretty sure that if you take 4 to 5,000 international units or 100 to 125 micrograms of vitamin D, you will feel much better. And you should also take K2 to 100 to 200 micrograms because vitamin D will rot your bones because it's like slightly toxic. But if you have K2, you'll absorb calcium better. So do your own research and buy vitamin D. I am pretty sure it is helping. And just to give you a full list in case it's not vitamin D, I take a general multivitamin, which is highly recommended. I take omega-3, which is like fish oil. I take vitamin D3. I'm adding K2. I take magnesium, and I take zinc and selenium, which is something for immune health. And people also say that it increases your testosterone, so that could also be helping. I'm not entirely sure. But no, after I started taking vitamin D3, I felt a lot better. So to all you people who are like depressives, and you're like, oh no, I can't do anything because I'm so sad today, you should probably take vitamin D because it worked for me. And I have no affiliation with BioVia, and I don't know if they're any good. This could be pure poison. I don't know. You should find your own brands. I would recommend, however, if you are going to go out and buy a bunch of vitamins, buy them from countries that have regulations. Do not buy American brands because America does not have any oversight on supplements at all. It basically is non-existent. And they've proven that like all the fish oil sold in the U.S. is like rancid. And that doesn't work. So if you're going to buy vitamins, do your own research into the brand and preferably buy from a country like Australia or Germany where they have really strong consumer protection laws about supplements, because otherwise there's not going to be any kind of actual consumer testing or quality control. Anyways, that's my vitamin spiel, just for all you depressives. I'm looking out for you. I'm taking over internet daddy reigns after this episode, I guess. Okay, the other thing I would like to talk about is Actman, which I don't think a lot of people in the sector are actually talking about. So this might be breaking news for you. Make a supplement merch run. Okay. Yeah, I got brain force. I don't know anything about this fucking guy, right? This guy is like the Actman. I guess he makes videos that get a lot of views. I mean, this is like 1 million to 2 million views, 3 million views, 500,000 views. He makes a lot of money off his YouTube channel, right? He just talks about video games, old and new, what makes them awesome and what makes them bad. In-depth video game reviews, like, okay, the most benign possible shit imaginable for a YouTube channel. However, he decided that he is done with video games. He is going to go ahead and make a video called The Dark Age of YouTube, which is about, apparently, how one guy is exploiting the DMCA system to censor YouTube, and YouTube can't really do anything about it. So he puts out this video, and what happens? He gets a warning. His first strike. You only get one warning. If you get like a strike, you will lose that strike after 3 months. You never lose your warning. So the fact that this man has made like all these videos over years and he gets millions of views per video, and this is his first warning, means that this is the first time that he has ever been flagged on YouTube. But he says, the dark age of YouTube has just been taken down from YouTube. I'm fucking rattled. So he continues. Now that he is begging Twitter for help, which is apparently the only support system that is available to anyone on YouTube, regardless of how big your channel is and how much money you make for YouTube, he then lost... oh, sorry, this is out of order, actually. Oh, no, this is an explanation. The video was taken down for nudity and sexual content. Apparently, the official explanation was that he had a picture of this guy called Quantum in this video with a pickle near his mouth, and this was considered like a sexually explicit edit or something, and that's why it was officially taken down. But he's complaining on YouTube, and then suddenly all his other videos are getting demonetized, and he's thinking like, oh no, what's happening? Is this guy flagging all my videos right now? Is Quantum False flagging my channel right now? And then to make matters worse, when he goes into appeal his rejections, or appeal these decisions, they're automatically rejected, which is something that I have experience. I have experience with my YouTube download instructional video, which was a 3-minute long information on how to use a command line to download a video from YouTube. It was something, I can't even remember what the explanation was. It was something about like, I can't even remember, but it was automatically rejected. I put in for a human appeal, and the human appeal was rejected in a minute. It was instantaneous, obviously not human. And the email even said it was human, which is just bullshit. So now his videos are going down like flies. And he says afterwards, realizing, oh fuck, I'm about to lose my dinner. He says, I want to make it clear that I'm not at war with YouTube. I am deeply frustrated. However, if YouTube believes my videos violated the community guidelines, they are within their right to take them down. We are in communication. I hope we can mediate a solution. I will continue to advocate for the enforcement of YouTube's community guidelines and terms of service, even if I don't always agree with their application. I just hope their rules will be enforced equally. I will always advocate for what I feel is right. So, money zone being hurt. I love YouTube. I love Susan Wojcicki. Polish Jews are my favorite kind of Jews, and I love all Jews more than everybody else, Susan. And then he says, please don't harass or make any threats against YouTube, Quantum, or anyone involved. If you would like to express yourself, please feel free to do so responsibly and use the hashtag Justice for Ackman. Thank you for all your support. It means the world to me. So it's like, shit, please stop making things worse. I just wanted my video reinstated. And then, dun dun dun, Susan pulls the plug. All the groveling in the world can't put the genie back in the bottle of a YouTube hashtag trending world, anti-YouTube hashtag trending worldwide. And he loses all the monies. And YouTube says, in reply, as discussed, your YouTube partner program suspension followed your now deleted tweet threatening to dox the families of YouTube employees and creators. We don't take these decisions lightly, and we want you to know we're taking your concern just as seriously. We'll keep working with you directly on this. So, completely felt it. And look at this. Based on his Social Blade, it's like $2,000 to $30,000 a month down the drain, just gone instantly. $30,000 fucking dollars, up to as it says, if you do the math, up to like almost $400,000 just from YouTube, just from the AdSense program. Not even including like the like thanks or YouTube super chats or merchandise, all of that shit. He'll have to survive off of without any partner program shit. One of the top 1,000 creators in the entire country. That's fucking insane. Just gone instantly because they bam snap. So what's his course of action here? What's he gonna do? I've been talking with Totally Not Mark. I think we're going to start a support group. Crying, laughing emoji. By the way, thank you all for your supports and kind words on this. So he's going to go into therapy because he's very sad about losing $30,000 a month. So I was going to talk about this anyways, but someone asked me. I was alerted to this whole event by a person on the Fediverse who linked me a video of the guy with long hair. What's his name? I'll just look at it. This guy. I'm so sick of seeing this critical. Penguin. No, is Penguin critical? It's this guy. I'm so sick of seeing this guy's fucking face. This guy had a thing where he wouldn't show his face on YouTube for like 10 years, and then he did a face reveal, and now he just does videos where I just look at his stupid fucking face all the time. I really am tired of seeing this guy. Like he's some sort of great authority, moral authority on YouTube. I was like, fuck you, bro. I don't know who you are. I'm so sick of people talking about you like you matter. But he does this thing and then which basically goes over what I just went over. And then my response, and I was asked to read my response to this. So I said, LOL, look at the neighbor cattle moo at their masters. Moo, moo, my oats are dry. Moo. What? No, you can't just take my entire pail of oats because I'm annoying you. I'm an employee. I have rights. Moo. Lamau, they've known that their neighbor cattle heads are on the chopping block for half a decade, and they just sit there thinking it won't happen to me. And that's why I don't feel bad for him. Like, okay, between you and Keemstar and the fucking this critical guy and his podcast that makes millions and millions of dollars, you people could get together and make an alternative and figure out a way to make it work, even on the side, even as a pet project. But they never do that because they're perfectly content to put their videos up on YouTube and receive what is essentially YouTube's core product for a creator, and that is the advertiser network. You don't have to look for advertisers. You plug into Google. You get their advertisers without doing any work. You are placed ads that will appeal to your audience so that they click them so that you get more money per click than usual. And your ads are more effective, and that's why. And they can't replace it, and they're not going to try, and they're just going to sit there thinking like, oh no, I hope it doesn't happen to me. And I guarantee you, after this show of strength by YouTube, less people are going to be like, oh no, I got flagged, help me appeal to YouTube after this. YouTube's just going to be like, sorry, we're going to delete your whole shit, and you're not getting back on it, motherfucker. And by the way, their explanation for why they took it down is pretty funny. You threatened us. You threatened us, and now you don't get to be on anything. They're very afraid of being threatened. So I don't know. He can join his support group, or he can just start reading books, I guess, instead of playing video games. I have a book suggestion for everybody. It's by a doctor. It's a very interesting read. His name is Dr. Theodore Kaczynski, and he wrote a book some time ago in the 80s called The Industrial Society and Its Future. So if he's going to start reading about reading books and participating in support groups offline, I would definitely suggest starting with Dr. Kaczynski's book, Industrial Society and Its Future, because that may have some explanation for why they were so afraid by you threatening them. Anyways, fuck YouTube. I'm going to get banned eventually. I don't give a shit. I do like money, though. That's the catch, isn't it? I hate you. I don't hate you. I hate YouTube. I hate Susan. I hate your fucking platform. I hate your fucking rules. I hate opening my YouTube homepage every single day. And every single day, there is a box that either says, don't forget to get your COVID vaccine, or a reminder that I can watch black, queer, transsexual cripples and their hot, new, fresh content. And every day, I click the X button saying, I'm not going to get vaccinated. I'm not going to watch this bullshit. And every day, there's another fucking box on my front page saying, hey, what about this black, queer, disabled, lesbian creator? Like, no, I'm not going to watch your fucking shit. I have zero interest. I have less than zero interest. In fact, when I get those advertisements, not only do I click the box, I then go onto the YouTube thumbnail and I go to each one and I say, not interested, don't recommend channel. So I have blocked on my front page at least 1,000 black, queer, transsexual YouTube creators, and I will continue to do it until I never see one of these fucking info boxes on my front page again, because I am completely sick of it. One day and they definitely know based on their massive neural network that I have zero interest in this shit. And I guarantee you I see that more often because they know I don't want to see it. And they're just fucking with me. I've got a cold sore in my mouth and Susan Wojcicki is putting her thumb in my mouth and playing with my cold sore so that it never, ever heals. I'm completely fucking fed up with it. I just hate it, Chad. I hate the internet. I hate YouTube. I can't fucking deal with this shit anymore. One day I'm gonna have a nice house on the prairie. I'm not gonna have to watch you fucking YouTube. I'm gonna go play with my alpaca, my chickens. Anyways, oh geez, are we already on flamenco? Oh fuck. Okay. So a guy joins. His name is Ichiban, and he says, "I follow Flam." And I wanted to see on YouTube or on Steam what game he was playing. And I saw he was playing a game called Bloons. And we don't know, Bloons is like a weird tower defense game. It's quite popular right now. It was featured by Zintek. And it's apparently very autistic for like the tower shooter, which is why people play it. So he says, I'm going to go see how many hours he has in Bloons, because apparently people can burn quite a few hours into this game. He opens it up and sees that he's a member of 6 Discord groups, and Ichiban, being a curious fan of this, notices that one of the groups is German. And since flamenco does not speak German, it is quite interesting that he would be in a German group. So he opens the group and clicks on the profile of the administrator, who is this guy named Sanctus. And Sanctus's profile has pictures of children. And it's quite curious why this Austrian person has pictures of children all over, and lolicon. You can see like 2 like drawn characters like kissing in the corner. And it's quite curious why he would have this on his profile. So if we went to Sanctus's profile and you clicked their groups, you would find this other group, which flamenco was not in, called the Bundeskriminalamt, which apparently means federal police in German or Austrian. I'm guessing German because it has the flag right there. And if you were to go to this group, you would notice that every single user in this group had a child for their profile picture, just like the other one did. And if you went to one of their profiles, you might find this, another German user who has the child lover symbol, which I'm sure many of you have seen from the images like on 4chan. There's a list of FBI recognized like dog whistles that pedophiles have, and this is one of them. I think this is child lover for girls, probably because it's pink. And very obvious pedophile group. There are people who play video games and they have enough to not get banned, but enough to make it obvious that they're pedophiles. And that if you're a pedophile and you want to contact them, then they would be happy to sort you out. So, again, just to remind you that this is 2 degrees of separation from flamenco. Flamenco is in the King Harry group, which is owned by Sanctus, who is in the Bundeskriminalamt, and that is the pedophile one, like hardcore pedophile one. We don't know what the King Henry one is, or King Harry. I looked it up. Apparently King Harry was like a Serbian prince who went to a concentration camp as a child and was sexually molested and abused by alcoholic parents. It was something weird like that. I don't know if that's a dog whistle in Germany. It was very strange. So this happens and people are talking about it, and eventually, Flamenco decides to join the chat, my new Sneed chat that I just created, and he's in chat, and his performance in chat, talking about it, was not convincing. The same thing as last time when he got found out with the hentai shit. That was kind of sussy. He just says, "I do not recall. I do not remember joining this group. I do not know." And it's like, okay, well, okay, Hillary Clinton, you're not convincing me that, Hillary Clinton said, "I don't recall" as a way to circumvent like legal responses to Congress. That's not how you convince people, though. Like, if you remember, she lost the election because people didn't trust her, even though she didn't go to jail for what she did. So that I considered his performance abysmal. And when I thought about this. I mentioned to him, by the way, that the user's name was Lolicon. Like the ID in the profile section was just Lolicon. And he says, like, oh yeah, I have him on my friends list. I'm thinking, okay, number one, why would you tell me that? I did not know that, but sure enough, they are friends. So it's like, okay, that's even worse, Flamenco. Why would you tell me this? Uh, and I try to say here, and I try to think, because in case you don't know, my rule, because people say things about me, and I don't appreciate it. So that has tempered my attitude towards the big P word. And I try to think, I try to be fair, and I try to say I would not call someone a pedophile unless I was so convinced that they were a pedophile that I could shoot them myself with my own hand and feel absolutely no niggling doubt in my head that I perhaps made a mistake. So guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I try to think, what could he say in this instance that would help exonerate him? I try to sit and come up with this on my own. What could possibly he say? What's the benefit of a doubt here? And I came up with one, and I said I had come up with a good excuse, and I decided not to say what it is because I did not want to help him. But sure enough, he went on Kino Casino with PPP and Andy Worski and Godwinson for the first time in a very long time, and they talked to him, and Flamenco pulls out the one good excuse that I could come up with, which is just that he adds absolutely everybody and joins random fucking groups that he gets invited to. Because if you are if you are in a group of people like VTubers or the anime board on 4chan or the VTuber board on 4chan or the V board on 4chan, and you just accept random invitations, you are without fail within the limit of 250, which is all you can add if you are on if you're not like a high level on Steam. You can only have like 200 friends. He has 240 on his friends list. I have like 8 on my Steam friends list. And I know every single one of them. But I guess if you just add random fucking people and you're participating in anime communities, you are definitely going to get sex offenders on your list. I guarantee you that if you just go onto A or VTuber, the board on 4chan, and say, hey, add me on Steam, you will probably get, out of 100 people, 50 of them will have lolicon avatars, and 10 of them will have real kids as avatars, and it's just like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And he joins a random German group because it's like a World War II black and white photo in German, and he just thinks like, oh, this is like some like dog whistle conservative group. I can believe that, and I believe that when he says it because he had a previous encounter with PPP where he was definitely guilty, and that was all the porn shit. And his responses there were floundering about, saying, I don't know, must have been a hacker, like stupid shit that's like, why would you even get onto a stream if you're just going to say stupid shit like that and make yourself look guilty as fuck? So I know how he looks when he lies. He looks retarded when he lies. So to come out with like a viable excuse, like, yeah, I just accept everybody, you know, I want to be internet famous. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. And by the way, I looked it up, and this is from November 2021, so last year, maybe around the time the guy added. This is the first archive for his account, the other guy, Sanctus. And he's using LazyTown. Speaking of Pedo Bear, he's using LazyTown, which I guess is like a pedophile thing, but it's not obvious because like LazyTown memes have been a thing for like 15 years. So it's like, okay, I can kind of believe you, bro. But, you know, as bad as like, because the argument with Flamenco did not go over well, even for PPP's audience. From what I understand, Andy Worski turned off the chat replay for his chat because it was full of tomatoes. And then the comments are overwhelmingly negative. The ratio for likes dislikes is like 60% dislike. And even when he did a poll for his stream, like 40% of people said they thought that Flamenco was a pedophile. So it just didn't work. However, I will now turn the other cheek and I will shit on Flamenco because if this wasn't damning, the issue is that he has the hentai shit very recently with the lolicon tags. Or the Shotacon tags, because he was watching something about Boy Soprano or something. He then exits that by like, whatever, it's just like porn, I found Christ. Everyone's like, okay, whatever. And then he has this, and it's like, okay, PPP didn't really handle it, and he looks kind of like innocent because of it. But then he directly goes from that to this huge benefit of a doubt that I could give him, to showing up on a fucking stream with Vito the Pedo and Mr. Girl, aka Max Carson, who sang a song called I Am a Pedophile, and he just hangs out with these fucking people. And it's like, I can't give you any more benefit of a doubt, bro. I just can't. I can't associate with someone who's going to associate with open pedophiles. Because if you don't remember, Vito had this stupid defense on Twitter for Max Carson against Keemstar, and he says this: having basic empathy for non-offending pedophiles will ultimately lead to less child abuse. The fact that it takes this controversial is a sad reminder that we still live in an intellectual dark age. I Need Ethereum says, what does non-offending mean? Never touched a kid? Never looked at CP? If you're into kids, there's only one solution. To which Vito says, non-offending means we understand breaking the existing laws is a no-no. We understand, inclusive. And then someone says, quote unquote, we, and he says, we, period. So him, Max Carson, definitely pedophiles, passes the test. I would shoot both of them and I would sleep like a fucking baby. I would sleep better after shooting them than I did before shooting them. So completely fair to say that. And then Flamenco's just fucking hanging out in their chat like, hey guys, I'm also being called a pedophile. Is this the club that we hang out in when we're being called pedophiles? And the only person who has, because Ralph did a thing about this, and he manages to make it all about Jim, which is just stupid and joyless. The only person who had a correct take on this was Keemstar, who said this.
Every time I see these fucking stupid debates, you're 2 seconds to be talking about, well, fucking pedos
What's your
are
view,
okay
Keem?
or some shit. My view is you're all fucking weird.
No.
Fuck off.
And that's all I'm playing of this 15-minute stream with these fucking losers. And it's just like, Flam, I don't know what you're up to, but I don't want to be a part of it. I will never associate with Flamenco. I'll never associate with anyone who associates with these two people, because they're open pedophiles, and there's no doubt about it. You can say, like, they'll come. Here's their game, right? This is what they do. They like hiding in plain sight. It's funny and arousing to them to say that they're something that's so disgusting and then just walk it back. They go out there, they say, I am a pedophile, and then they turn around and say, no, I'm just joking. And then you're just supposed, and then it makes them laugh that they can say, I'm a pedophile, just joking, and like that's funny to them. And then Destiny is making this fucking loser Max Carson into his protege. And it's like, I will never talk to you. I will never talk to Destiny. I'll never talk to Flamenco. I never want to be in a recording with either of these people, because they make bad judgment decisions. At worst, at absolute worst, they are completely fucking retarded, and they cannot be trusted with their own health and safety at this point. Or at the opposite end, they're pedophiles and they have pedophile friends and they stick up for them. Wherever they lie on that spectrum of stupid and disgusting, like, no, thank you. I never want to know any of you people. So that's my take on the Flamenco stuff. I think that PvP fumbled trying to out him for that, when he could have just waited 30 seconds and then used this stream as better evidence, as far as I'm concerned. Remember that he held back from calling Tux a pedo. Well, I don't know. He seems to have a soft spot for his friends, because he knew Tux, and he knew some other guy vaguely. He's like a friend of the show, some Discord guy who's like a lolicon on Twitter or something, Dimitri. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it is, on one hand, it's poor show to like say, oh, well, you know, you're guilty by association, you're friends with Max Carson, so that makes you a pedophile and I won't talk to you. But on the other hand, you can be judged by the company that you keep. Like, you know, it's different. There's a difference between like having somebody on your show to like talk to them and figure out what they're about, but then at a certain point you should be like, oh, I figured out what you're about and you're a fucking menace and I don't want anything to do with you. It's like, I don't understand how that's unfair. I don't know. Like, there's nuance to it. People can't, you can't just like completely absolve someone of having shit company at a certain point. At a poll. Okay. Do you think Flamenco is a big P? And I'll leave it like that. Yes, no, or third option, fuck them anyways. All right, I'll take a sip while you guys are while democracy is in action. And the results are coming in. I'll give it another second, another sip. Okay, at 1,000 votes, do you think flamenco is the big P? 31% says yes, 23% says no, 46% says fuck them anyways, and I am probably right there along those same lines too. Ralph is watching. Say hi. Hello, Ralph. Do I want to say something mean? Nah. You know what? I'm just gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it ride. Hi, Ralph. I hope you're doing well, Ralph. I hope you're having fun back in the U.S. Fuck it. I'll save the Ralph stuff for later. I don't feel like doing it now. I am gonna. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna talk about anime real quick. This is a big shocker, I know. See, after the flamenco stuff came out, a bunch of people were having a lively conversation about if lolicon is pedophilia. And this is of course is a conversation that comes up more than any one person on the planet fucking Earth can stomach. And I'm gonna give you guys a primer. I'm gonna help inform everybody. So I have done some research into popular anime avatars that I have seen, and I'm gonna tell you if a character is if you being attracted to a character is pedophilia or not. I'm gonna help you all because you guys seem to have a big fucking issue with it. You ready? This is Shonen Note, so this is the boy soprano. If you jerk off to this, you are a pedophile. This is Hayaza Nagatoro. If you have ever posted this character on an image board, you are a pedophile. She is 15. She looks younger, and if I see this shit, I know for a fact whoever is posting it is a pedophile. If you have a Sailor Moon avatar, you probably not only are a pedophile, you are autistic. This is a 14-year-old, I'm pretty sure. She's like a middle schooler. And Chris Chan was a big fan of Sailor Moon. Look how he turned out. If you use any picture from K-On!, this is Yui. If she is 15, all these characters are 15. If you are a fan of K-On! And you use reaction GIFs of these characters, you are a pedophile. If you use, this is from Lucky Star, if you use Konata, who is canonically 17, but she looks like she's 8, you are a mega pedophile. If I see someone with a Konata avatar, I know right away, stay the fuck away from that person. They are not only attracted to underage people, they are emotionally underdeveloped, and they are stuck in 2008. Very dangerous combination. Don't even bother. Now you might be saying, well, she's 17. Is everybody who's under the age of 17 off limits for me being a Coomer? No. Here is Jotaro from JoJo, right? This is clearly an adult man in pink lipstick. You can jerk off to Jotaro without being a pedophile. However, you will be gay, which is also not okay. So now we're going to go into the more complex subjects of if you are a pedophile based on your anime preference. Apparently, Tohu is not an anime, it is a video game. I don't fucking understand it. All I know is that this ice fairy is called Cyrano, and she is 5,000 years old, but she looks like she's 8. If you are attracted to Cyrano, you are still a pedophile because she looks like an 8-year-old. And I would never trust anyone who posts Cyrano because I have seen more gore of like Cyrano being torn in half than any other anime character on the internet. So I do not trust you. I assume that you are a serial killer if you post Cyrano. Now, you might be thinking, well, this is very biased. Are there any anime women characters that is not pedophilia? And the answer is Android 18. Because on the opposite end, she is a robot that may be only a couple weeks old, but she is clearly an adult woman. And as we learn from Matthew Harris, the only good character in all of Gook Entertainment is Android 18. Besides her, all anime is useless chink propaganda. I regret that my parents let me watch Captain Planet, cosmopolitan bullshit, and also not anime, and Sailor Moon, ching chong horseshit. So now I have delineated between pedophilia and not pedophilia in the world of Japanese animation. I hope I have resolved the lolicon and shotacon debate forever moving forward. Thank you for listening to my PowerPoint presentation. And I need a drink of water. Okay, let us move on to Dick's take. Dick is someone I don't talk about very often anymore because he has let me down. As an internet daddy, he is my failed son, and I'm very disappointed in him, unironically. I guess I expected too much. And I guess shout out to Tiny Flirt Productions. I'm pretty sure that Tiny Flirt Productions is like an America First mega fan, like Ralph Amell mega fan that really hates me. So I don't care because he caught some screen caps here. I'm going to read real quick. Are all these Zoomer Puritans bitching about kid drag shows similarly offended against public nudity? Are they protesting the FBI female and body inspector shirt guy at the swap meet? I hope food shortages hit this country like a ton of brick. To which Tiny Flirk replies, in which Diddler Dax defends grown men in thongs twerking for children and having them put dollar bills in their ass at a gay bar. I don't know why he became so black in that tweet, but okay. Am I missing a joke here? Is this parody help? To which he gets blocked by Dick. And then he continues, posts another series of tweets. Do conservatives think that going to a drag show is more explicit than having an open internet connection? Are you guys fucking stupid? Liberal media has school shootings. Conservative media has gay people being around kids. Neither of them care. They just need a palate cleanser between cape shit movies and marathons of The Office. Are all these Zoomer Puritans bitching about kid drag shows similarly against... And that's what I read before. To answer your question, Dick, public nudity, I mean, that's not acceptable. We just got around to accepting like breastfeeding in public in a lot of places. Yeah, I would say that I don't want, like, if I had kids, I would not want like half naked women walking around or naked anything walking around. Like, we're in a polite society. Dress your fucking body. Are they protesting the FBI female body inspector shirt guy at the swap meet? Yeah, I think that's really fucking creepy. I think that if I had a wife and we were near a guy with a female body inspector or t-shirt, I would not let her around him without me being in eyesight, because that is a fucking creep. Like, sorry, I don't know if that makes me a Zoomer Puritan or what, but like, I just don't understand. And I always thought it was for attention, but he's just like more and more retarded. Dick says, in response to the drag kid show, I'm going to be bringing my smoking and drinking and making fun of fat women show to a middle school near you. That's cool, right? No. No. I don't understand. He says, I'll do this in drag. Okay, that doesn't make it better. That makes it worse. And then someone asks him, are you just being your usual contrarian self, or do you not see the problem with this? And it is a picture of a 5-year-old at the oldest putting a $1 bill in the thong panties of a man dressed as a woman. And it's unbelievable. And the mom is like smiling back there, taking pictures with her camera phone, like, oh, how cute that little Susie is putting dollars into a sex pass panties. How funny is that? And Dick says, do I not see the problem with grown men worrying about other people's children? Yeah, it's a huge problem. They should be put on a watch list. And I'll get to that. I'll respond to that. I have something in mind. He continues on this train of thought saying, can you imagine how annoying people with kids would be if they weren't for pedophiles? They'd send them door to door selling solar panels. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Every act of censorship and tyranny has been pushed on the American people, has been done in the name of protecting children by the people who run secret clubs preying on children. You are beyond stupid if you can't see that you are being manipulated into caring, and I will address that in a second. Dave Smith, a libertarian, says the normalization of kids at drag shows is fucking disgusting. Kids should not be anywhere near sexually explicit activities. The fact that we can't agree on this simple idea shows how far we are falling as a society, an S-word. So yes, it is true that when legislation is shoved through Congress, is almost always named something like protecting kids. And yes, this is true that it has nothing to do with protecting kids. The reason why they give them these names is not because they're using kids as like some kind of secret Trojan horse. And it's like, we must not ever protect kids, otherwise this Trojan horse will get in. It is because people want to protect children that this marketing worked. When you call it for the kids, it does better than when you just say, I want to spy on your fat, retarded ass. That doesn't sell as well to Congress and the voters, which is obvious to normal people. I don't understand how he doesn't get it. The solution is not to say anything billed as being for the kids should just be ignored. It should be scrutinized. You should not just accept it at face value. It's not to just completely let kids get fucked in the ass by drag queens. The other thing is this obsession. He has said this multiple times, that no man should ever care about another person's kid. Is just it is such a black pill that someone could even say that unironically, which is why it's hard to say, like, it's hard to talk about Dick, because it's like, how much of this is a genuine opinion, how much of this is just like desperate clawing for any kind of notoriety. And it really makes me this, like, I've tried to be white pilled about the US and think like, oh, maybe Hispanics aren't that bad, but like, is this like an Hispanic thing? Do Hispanic people just not have empathy? Do they not care about society? Are they all like for themselves, like complete like narcissists? Or is this just Dick? It's like hard for me to view Mexicans and be like, is this like a Mexican thing, or is this like a deeply flawed person thing? It's a Jewish thing. I resent that, sir. I am 100% Jewish. Just look at Mexico. Yeah, like, that's the thing. I really don't get it. And I want to be white pilled about Mexicans because I like a lot of Hispanics, but at the same time, it's just like, is this like is this like representative of your culture, or is this just like an extreme outlier? Because if you don't know, we care about other people's kids because they will grow up and they will become the next generation. And it used to be that you relied on these people. But when you're a soulless fucking libertarian, it's like, oh, who cares if we have kids? Who cares if they're all shot dead? Who cares if they're all fucked up the ass and turned into drag queens and they cut their dick off and they kill themselves? Like, who cares about any of that? If we have a labor shortage, we'll just import more Mexicans. We don't need any people in the U.S. alive. We'll just always import the third world at slave labor prices, and kids will just be this luxury that you have to take care of and nobody else is going to look out for. It's very frustrating. It's like, you know, this is why people get all simpies when they look at China and Russia, because it's like, those are people who ostensibly care that their kids are not going to get raped. And it's like, you look at people in the U.S. and what are they advocating for? Oh, kid rape. We want kids to be on hormones by the time they're 12. If they ever looked at a Barbie for more than 3 seconds, we got to get on this shit. I don't know. This is, I will say this though, regardless of if it's like a Mexican perspective thing or like a Dick Masterson thing, this is uniquely the perspective of a childless, unreproductive person. There is no way that anyone who has even for a second thought about having kids could ever have this perspective, because you would immediately see the flaws in it. So Dick is someone who, by this train of tweets, has indicated that he will never have children. His genetic lineage dies with him, and he will. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that he's like secretly vasectomized or something. I have a theory about that, but I don't want to get into personals too much because I don't know. I don't feel like starting a shit fucking contest. I just want to criticize his bullshit, retarded takes on how we should only look out for ourselves. If there's like a feral bear wandering down the streets eating children, should we really do anything about that bear? Why would we care about this bear that's eating children and tipping over trash cans unless it's your kid or your trash can? We should just let this feral animal destroy everything in its path forever, because it's not my responsibility to give a fuck. We want to poll? Okay. If oh wait, I have to close the other poll first. We'll do a poll just real quick for fun. Would you stop a feral grizzly bear from destroying everything if it wasn't your stuff? And we'll do a nice little poll to see what people decide on. Would you if you could press a button to kill every feral grizzly bear destroying children and property, would you, assuming that it wasn't your property, of course? No, the no's are pouring in. I'm seeing the bear emojis. 38% of people so far saying that they would not stop this destructive monster. Oh my god. It's about 40-60 even with 800 votes. I didn't realize I had such a libertarian audience. Maybe my poll should have been how many of you in chat have Asian wives, cuz I bet you would be the same exact number. I'll leave that for another day though. We'll get to the bottom of this. Stop the steal. Speaking of unreproductives, we have an update on Shoe on Head. Just real quick, we'll do a detour and then we'll talk about Rail for a little bit. So, Shoe on Head put out a tweet. And she said, Shuwu says, if it wants to get big, fuck it. I guess I'll just stop waiting for it to get big because my website is broken. E-women only want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting. Now, of course, this is a meme format. The joke is that it's wholesome, the picture. She's posted a sad Pepe who is looking at a picture, kind of like a dollhouse, of like a 1950s home and a classic American family of 3 children and mom and dad. To which Shoe on Head is then bullied by people in the replies. Probably shouldn't have spent your prime years with a guy with a weird BDSM lifestyle who dumped you right as you turned 30. If someone wants an open relationship and makes you wear a collar, then it's pretty obvious to anyone with an IQ over 50 that they don't respect you and it's smart to leave. And this is in reply to Brittany Venti saying, that's Apu, not Pepe. I'm sorry. Pipo Apu. Okay, Apu is holding the dolls. Brittany Venti says, true, but he also proposed to her and kind of led her on, So the take here is that it's not her fault. Greg abused her, gaslit her. I side with the ketchup vampire here. The thing about... Actually, I'll read her next tweet before I get into that. Shu continues. I know I'm not responsible for my platform. I've never been. That's how I became successful. It was an accident. I just vent and post opinions that I have in the moment. I use Twitter like a person who has 100 followers. That's the problem. I always say never apologize unless you mean it. That's why I apologize for 99% of stupid and base shit I've said over the years. And that's true. I will never apologize unless I mean it, but I mean it. It's embarrassing to have mental breakdowns in public, but dog piles make me lash out like a child. I know, but I'm old now. I'm an internet grandpa. I've never wanted this. My fame was an accident. Lately, I've been self-destructing on here and abandoning my YouTube probably to destroy it. This is not some head-ass YouTuber apology, blah, blah, blah. I don't take it back, blah, blah, blah. I'll probably look back at this emotional thread and think it's really gay and retarded. So she's basically just embarrassed that she said stupid shit and everyone said that her opinion is stupid, or what she said was stupid. And the reason why is because she spent her entire career it's not that she's treated Twitter like a person with 100 views. It's that she very explicitly cultivated a Coomer audience of guys who do not really respect her at all. They just think, oh, you dress like whatever's popular. Oh, you dress like Boxy now. You dress like somebody else. She does what's called skinwalking in the women communities. They call her a skinwalker. It was Boxy at first. She stayed like that for a while, and then now she kind of like looks like fucking Bella Delphine. Like she's trying to start an OnlyFans. It's really like sad that she's that old, and she's like, yeah, now's the time to start looking like an 18-year-old girl. So that's the take. Like, if you wanted a family, you probably should have thought about that before you humiliated yourself and any future husband by... Oh, the Lolita stuff. That's right. It's like, because now it's like any guy that she ends up with is going to be humiliated by the fact that their wife is a coal burner Lolita that cosplays as Bella Delphine. It's like, why would you want people to know that that's what you're married to? By the way, the best response to this is from Tim Pool. This came out very shortly after these tweets. I think it is completely and totally accidental, but he completely melted her. He like dropped an atom bomb on her, and I think it's by complete accident. He says, last night, after the commotion, we discovered that one of our older hens in Chicken City, Shoe on Egg, has passed. We knew this may be coming due to her being old and showing signs. Shoe on Egg is survived by her sister, but is believed to have no next of kin. I just realized I got it wrong. Her sister is next of kin. She had no kids. Unfortunately, that makes me sad. I just think they were too old and weren't laying anymore. I'll double check though. I don't think she had any kids. So I think that he just named a chicken after her called Shuane because it's a chicken. But unfortunately, this tweet after her emotional breakdown about not having a husband or children is kind of the most cruel and insensitive thing that I've ever seen ever as a website administrator in terms of like accidental just completely shitting on someone. This is pretty fucking amazing. It's the entire reason why I mentioned this, because Tim Pool disrespected his fellow baldie and just took a big fat dump on her bald head. Okay, Ralph. I only have a little bit to say about Ralph. I mentioned that. Okay, I'll just show this real quick. I'll impregnate Shu from Cecil McFly. That's been a hot discussion, and I will say this: I am on the side that believes that is possible. So Ralph's reaction to the flamenco thing was pure joy, pure excitement. Just look at how happy he is. This was better than seeing his daughter for the first time. It's like, oh my god, one of my haters just self-emulated. And then, as I mentioned, he completely dropped the ball on this because it's like, all you had to do was make fun of flamenco. Like, that's it. It's really easy. He just said that he's friends with this guy that has like children on his profile. Just like make fun of him. Instead, he desperately makes this about Jim somehow. And says that he's planning to hire a private investigator to harass Jim and Jade in real life. And by the way, here's my hot take on this. Oh, the corn is still on this page. Whee. Jim says, Ralph's obsession with me and my wife is getting creepier by the day. Articles, tweets, trying to get candid pictures. Now he wants to confront her at work and talk to her friends. He's laying this out because if he has to shoot Ralph, it's easier to say, look, I was genuinely afraid of my life. I made notes about it on Twitter about how he was threatening us. Like, I'm pretty sure that's laying a framework for, I can shoot him if he does something illegal in the future. So this is the clip attached to that tweet.
That's just the fact of the matter. Now, I thought about doing the private investigator fundraise, but I gotta actually make some calls now that I'm back in the United States. But I think something like that's completely above board. This guy's put a bounty out on people's lives, tried to destroy lives with bullshit, not even real shit. I think his personal life, I think pictures of him, his family, his wife specifically, who was an e-celebrity in her own right. She's not a private person. You can't just say, I resign that, not when you're married to a faggot like him. So I think all that's absolutely fair game. I think it would be fair game to go up to her work and ask about her associations there and quiz her friends and investigate his family and do all that. I think that that's completely fair game.
So the difference between the last time and now is that he said he was going to do this himself last time. And now it's, I'm going to hire a private investigator. Could it be that Ethan Ralph does not want a Vietnamese woman and a man in a hazmat suit to completely and totally humiliate him in a driveway? Because I believe that Ralph is afraid of a Vietnamese woman and a man in a hazmat suit with cancer to completely humiliate him in a driveway on camera. I'm pretty sure that's the concern here. So now it's switched from I'm going to go stake out the driveway until I get a picture, no matter how long it takes. I'm going to hire a private investigator. I'm going to stay here in Virginia and pay someone to do this for me. I think I don't want to get I don't want to get my ass beat by some guy in a level 5 plastic suit. Funny stuff. But his obsession with, I don't have a clip for this, so you just have to take my word for it. His obsession with Jim extended to the flamenco stuff, where it's just like, where, you know what? Do I have a thing? No, I don't. He just says like, Jim, it's your number one guy. It's flamenco. What do you have to say about this? And he just kept saying that, like, Jim, what do you have to say about this? It's like he's asking for permission again. Daddy Jim, can I make fun of flamenco now? Am I allowed to make fun of flamenco now, Daddy Jim? Is this okay? Can I make fun of him now? You know what? If Ralph isn't listening anymore, I doubt it. But in case you're listening, Ralph, I am now your new internet daddy. And as your new internet daddy, I give you permission to do whatever the fuck you want. Go out there, hog wild. You can do your wrestling event. You can go see Uncle Medicare. He's been downgraded from daddy to uncle now. You can go see Uncle Medicare. Just do whatever the fuck you want. I give you my blessing. You are now completely free from limitations. You've quick saved in Skyrim. You're free to go put pots on people's heads and steal their cheese. Just go have fun, bro. I give you my permission. Man to man. You're your own free bitch now. Ugh. No, I'm the daddy. What a bizarre... I've seen this clip, but what a bizarre painting. Is he in a hotel? Why the fuck would you hang that? I'm assuming he's in a hotel. Like, who the fuck would pick that out and be like, yep, this is framed and going on the wall? So, Nick Fuentes says that Ethan Ralph might have been a mistake. We'll just play this.
Before I do that, apparently there was some big drama today with this flamenco guy who's a streamer on Cozy, was a streamer, is a streamer on YouTube. And I don't really want to get into the drama. I don't know the lore there. I don't really know the whole story. I was traveling all day. But I will say it is kind of funny because like a couple months ago, all of this drama started. Drama with like a billion people, like, and just crazy, stupid shit for months. And I guess it all goes back to, it was Ralph versus this guy Flamenco. And they had a feud, they had beef. And mistakenly, and this is my mistake, I'll own it.
Oh my God.
Stream.
I'm going to pause it there. Someone pointed this out in chat. I didn't even notice it. He shaved off the fucking pedo stash. And it's like clarity has reached his brain. He shaves off the evil fucker that's the roots of that hair has like crawled into his brain. And now that he has shaved the head off it, it's dying. Blood is going to his gray matter for the first time. And he's like, oh my God, what the fuck have I done? What a disaster.
And they were both in there. And I say, oh, okay, what's the beef? What's going on? And they say, oh, well, and they explain what it is. And I said, well, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like Ralph is right, but that's just me. And then it was like, all bets were off. Then I'm getting attacked, then I get dragged into it. Then next thing I know, I'm debating Medicare, and then it's a big panel, and then everybody's shitting on me, and then people are quitting. So it turned into this whole thing. Now, I just love taking sides. I like taking sides. It's sort of like a fatal flaw. I love fighting, okay? I like to fight. This is not walking it back. That's how I felt. That was my opinion. I don't take that back or anything. In retrospect, though, it's like, was it worth it? If that stream never happened, probably would have avoided a lot of drama. Some people like the drama, though. Some people think it's fun. Some people think it's unnecessary. I think it's all kind of harmless and silly. At the minimum, it gives people something to talk about. It gives people a reason to, I don't know, check out the site. But in any case, I go on the stream and I just love picking a side. I love just like, what, drama? A fight? I want to fight. I want to pick a side in the fight. I want to get in on the fight. And so I'm like, I think Ralph is right. And you know what? Fuck Medicare and all this. And it turns into this big thing that's now, seems to finally...
That's the first one. I will say that out of all the qualities that you could have, picking a side is probably an endearing one in this time. Like in general, like people, like my theory of like staying out of things and just watching, a lot of people aren't down with that anymore. A lot of people are like, I'm angry. I want red-blooded emotion. I want like teams. I want like a team sport I can root for. So in terms of like appealing to a base, it's good to pick a side. The issue is that when you like get involved with like stupid bullshit that doesn't matter, and you're just like, I'm gonna fuck everything up and make myself look retarded and alienate me from people who are more serious than I am. But he continues.
It's sort of like a harmless diversion. It's fun for a minute, but then you wake up and you realize it's like, okay, but we have a job to do. We're trying to put America first here. We're trying to run a political movement. So, you know, Ralph can do his thing, and I'll do my thing. Ralph is sort of like this, you know, trailer park junkyard with nothing left to lose, who's going out there and fighting, you know, scumbags of the internet. And that's fine, and I think it's funny, and I think it's good content, and I think he's good at what he does. But America First is something separate, and we're doing a political movement. And sometimes it's fun to watch what's going on over there, but honestly, I've seen enough where I'm like, okay, I think I've had my fill on that scene. The drama community is just very. I'm gonna take my dub, and I'm cashing in my chips, and I'm leaving. Okay, taking the dub, vindicated on a few things, and I'm leaving.
I have no idea what he means.
There's
by
some things that remain unresolved, though. You know, there's some things which are partially drama, partially business, which still we have some loose ends to tie up. So as far as that scene goes, yeah, I'm sort of bowing out. But there are some things, obviously, over the past month or so that remain unresolved. So, you know, we'll have to tie up some loose ends there. So
I am pretty sure that he is referring to Jaden when he says that, but do not quote me on that. Interesting statement from Nick Fuentes. My take is that he has realized that Ralph, correct me if I'm wrong, is Ralph not the number 2 streamer on Cozy after only Nick Fuentes? I'll wait for a reply on this. I want to know. I'm pretty sure that he is the number 2, and nobody has more numbers than Ralph, except for, no, I'm wrong. Who has more viewers than pretty sure? Yes, Flamenco. I don't think Flamenco streams on Cozy. Ralph is number 2. Yeah, okay. Look, I don't know. Top 3. He's up there. He's one of the most prominent streamers on Cozy, if not the second most prominent, behind only Nick Fuentes. And Ralph's numbers have gone up. I do not believe that the numbers that he currently enjoys, based on his chat activity, because his chat activity feels right now, is fake. He has like 600 viewers, and his chat's always moving, and it's always people spamming emojis and shit, and it feels more alive than it has in a long time. So Nick Fuentes has given Ethan Ralph a platform where he can do pretty much anything he wants. Nick's only request, outside of, I assume, adult stuff and illegal stuff, is that he does not attack other streamers on Cozy, because he's trying to grow Cozy. Issue is that Flamenco is on Cozy. So I think that Nick, if anything has woken him up about this, it's that Flamenco was attacked by Ralph recently and is still being attacked by Ralph. And Nick Fuentes wanted him on Cozy, because how great would it be to take all these young people who watch anime shit and put them into the Catboy cabin with the rest of them. And then Ralph broke the one rule: don't fuck with other people in Cozy. And now there's probably no chance that Flamenco will ever stream on Cozy. And what came out of it? Nothing. Flamenco was not downed by the accusation. So it does look like the Stream Me logo. You're right. The painting. What else? There's something else. I was distracted by the Stream Me logo. So my opinion on Nick is that Nick has realized that Ralph takes and does not give back. Ralph has gained momentum by being on Cozy TV, and except for lip service, which Nick knows is hollow and knows that Ralph will turn on him at a moment's notice, and Ralph basically says as much, there is nothing that he gets from Ralph. So he is looking for casus belli now. He is looking for a situation where Ralph makes him choose between 2 people that he's friends with. For instance, Baked Alaska. If Baked Alaska and Ethan Ralph got into a fight, he would immediately take Baked's side and Ralph would be gone. Chances are that Baked is not going to pick a fight with Ralph, because Baked is a fucking pushover and he does not have any more fight left in him. He is a beaten dog. There is no more yip in him. He is completely done. But chances are that Ralph will get into a fight with some other streamer, someone more popular, or a new streamer that they bring onto the platform. And when Nick is forced to take a side, Ralph will be gone. And I don't know how long that will take, but I'm pretty sure that Nick has just said that the moment that Ralph is he has to choose, Ralph is gone, because he does nothing. He does absolutely nothing besides eat his lunch, and he's done with it. Yeah, I think that's the Nick Fuentes bit. There's one more thing, actually. One more thing. I have so much to talk about. I'm so glad that we have so many people watching this stream, because I put in so much effort into my notes. I have like 200 lines of notes for this fucking. This is more than I've taken in a long time. A Tranch update, surprisingly. I haven't talked about the Tranch in a very long time, but I do have an update for the Tranch, and I think you guys will enjoy it. Just give me 1 second to pull up a video that I downloaded, assuming that I can find it. Actually, you know what? Can I open this with VLC first?
I call him Mr. Kasner, keeping it nice and formal.
Kasner? Is that German?
It's Jewish.
So, he's Jewish.
Yeah, Dale, he's Jewish.
There's nothing wrong with that in and of itself.
I laughed out loud when I heard that. I have that clipped. I'm trying to find the other one. Aha! Okay. Is this right? Okay, there's my VLC. Where's my video at? Oh. You know what? I have it on my notes somewhere. What's it called? Videos Tranch trailer. Oh no. If I do not have this, I'm going to be pissed off. I really apologize, but it's so much. Aha!
We're in Custer County, Colorado, a western rural part of the U.S. where almost 70% of residents voted for Donald Trump.
I think it's a fear of the unknown.
In March, armed intruders trespassed onto the property. It prompted the ranchers to arm themselves to prepare for any future attacks.
And that's f***ed up. This is my home, and you defend your home.
But even at the remote ranch clear of danger, Penny is taking all measures to ensure safety. Conservative lawmakers in many states have recently pushed a slew of anti-trans bills targeting the youth's access to gender-affirming healthcare.
I mean, it was directly because of the tipping point that was the Trump administration. Just like the last administration, this administration is doing nothing.
As the ranchers travel through town daily, they're cautious about which businesses to interact with.
This place, you'll never go to this place here.
They've got a Blue Lives Matter. Yeah, that's one of them we won't go into.
One car would follow, one car would wait. And that went on for about a week until it escalated to them coming onto the property.
You're moving and when you're stopping. That's enough to get you to start doing drills like this. Like, hey, this is our life now.
Are you prepared to do this drill anytime?
Any time of day, any moment. We have our vests. Moving! Cover! It'd get real cool, real quick if people just stop trying to kill us.
This is a video trailer by UVB76, one of the users in the Tranch thread. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Thank you, UVB. Very cool. Also, thank you to Temperance for giving me some notes about this. I don't follow that thread, but it's a big fan favorite on the forum. So just an update, if you don't remember, the Tranch is a alpaca farm out in the middle of the Badlands of Colorado. They're not very successful. They're a bunch of transgender people who live a tactical lifestyle without utilities in the middle of fucking nowhere. The animals are allegedly poorly cared for. I talked about all this on the Tranch stream, which you can still find an archive of in some places on the website in particular. If you go to the spotlights, it's all there. So just an update on how they're doing out in the Badlands of Colorado. So, according to Paul, who is one of the members, he has access to the bank account, and he says, looking at the $9 in the Tranch bank account, welp, glad I still don't work there. So they have literally no money. And this is after that they launched a GoFundMe last winter to raise money for the alpacas, because as it turns out, in the Badlands of Colorado, while you may not get much water or grass, you do get a lot of snow. So the Tenacious Unicorn Ranch, which is the Tranch, asked for some help. They asked for, I think, $10,000, and they got about $3,000, which is not enough for even the animal feed. So in an operation like this, typically you would have money coming in, but wool is not a very good commodity. Even alpaca wool from an organic Tranch range in California does not make that much money. And to increase their income, they have added more animals to their farm, which is not that great an idea because they're on a 32-acre plot in the Badlands, and as the name would imply, the Badlands does not get that much grazing range. And when you put too many animals on a single plot of land and you don't rotate them or anything, then you end up with a big desolate wasteland full of shit. So things are not going too well in the Tranch. Somebody noticed that silently 2 people were removed from the About Us page, Paul and Sky, Paul being the one who posted some tweets that were informative about their financial situation. And you can just see on the About page how they were just removed from it, like a Joseph Stalin painting. Very lazily, by the way, because it kind of breaks the template, the way that they were removed. Then, over here, Paul put out another. Paul's name is Collared and Armed, which is very disturbing. He was the one that had the muffin top in the shooting video. Collared and Armed said, I still remember telling the trans mask fellows when they joined the ranch that it was a safe place for folks with dissociative identity disorder. I wish I had a clue how wrong I was. It wasn't even safe for me. So I don't know who he's talking about, but apparently a couple women who identified as men wanted to join, which probably would have been a disaster with these horny, degenerate fuckheads living there all together without anything to do because they're out in the middle of nowhere. They said that they partnered up with a different group, the Oglala Lakota, to try and make their ends meet, and that's not going well. Their GoFundMe for their mutual for their fundraiser, the Oglala Lakota, got 7.6K out of 50K to help their ranch. And it was seen in one of their videos that on the blackboard back there, there are notes about drywalling. So they're starting to do like construction work to make ends meet. But they have notes here about their bills. $2,500 due for tractor something. Tractor schedule, $5,000 due for hay, $1,600 due for mortgage, and then it has a note there: sign up for government benefits, underline. So their new tactical plan to keep their special military operation going is to ask the federal government for assistance and survival because they can't feed themselves or pay rent or their animals. So glad to see that that's all going very well. it is speculated, because not only because of this, but of the three that remain, there is Kevin Gibbs, Bonnie, and Penny. And Bonnie and Penny, the other two, are currently fighting, I believe. Oh, and Penny's mother? I think Penny's mother. One of their mothers are fighting over the property. So there's like a property dispute about what's going on. And just trigger warning, look away if you're don't want to see animals in poor conditions. This is a picture from the Tranch. You can see that the animals are very dirty. They have ducks, which are waterfowl in like a fucking desert, which is just heartbreaking to see. They're all dirty and shit. Chicken has to get up there just to get some water. They look genuinely filthy. It looks like an apocalyptic wasteland. These are, I guess, baby alpacas. They look like sheep to me. And they're just kind of out in this field, and it's just full of shit and hay, and there's nothing growing. There is no food whatsoever growing on this land, because it's not only is it the bad land, but it is not being taken care of correctly, because they don't have pastures. It looks like there's only one pasture, and they're not rotating. This is a video from them. So they have somehow altered the climate in Colorado, and they are now having sandstorms because they've completely destroyed the turf in that lot, that 32 acres.
Can't see the mountains or the sun.
It's like in fucking Spec Ops: The Line, where there's just like this permanent sandstorm where nothing can go in and out of safely. Very, very amazing. And this is the best part of this entire explanation. On Google Images, if you go and find their property, you can see the boundaries of the lot because it is destroyed and there is nothing but dirt, and you can see the turf everywhere else except on their property. You can see the ecological damage that the Tranch has put on the planet from space. Satellites can pick out how fucked up this is. That is unbelievable. That is just unfathomable. Really just goes, I don't know. I'm not gonna be sexist. I'm not gonna be trans misogynistic because I'm on YouTube and I don't say such dirty things. But I hope this doesn't reflect poorly on all trans people. Just these trans people decided to start up a fucking farm without any idea of what they were doing and completely destroy the property and the welfare of like 200 plus animals at this point. Not all trans people, folks. We got to keep an open mind. One other thing just happened. Just received news of this. Kevin Gibbs has a friend named Wedge who says, "I am a real boy now." Hearts and smileys. So Wedge has gotten the am-hole surgery, and now they too are am-hole. I'm glad that the decision to castrate is spreading. It's a viral idea that these people are adopting wholesale over time. Just the greatest thing. The greatest joke that God has ever played on our species. Am-hole. If you don't understand the am-hole reference, watch the Tranch stream I did. It's pretty funny. I think that's it. Chad. I think I've gone through all my notes in good time, too, because when I have everything laid out like this, it takes less time to get through it. So just a reminder, because a lot of people are watching that were not watching before. If you are a depressed person, if you watch anime and you can't get out of bed in the morning, go look up vitamin D3 and take like 5,000 international units or like 100 micrograms of that. Just shilling vitamin D3, not from this brand in particular. Just get yourself vitamin D because it helps a lot. Just saying. What about Chantal? Pete's and Chantal? What about them? Pete's isn't doing anything. He just rants about Trump 8 hours a fucking day. Chantal is going through like another breakup. I don't know anything about the January 6th hearing. I don't listen to politics. Politics fucking bore me to tears. I'm sick of it. Talk about DSP's fattened horse. That's very mean. DSP is not like a catch himself, okay? Per month or per day. Take 5,000 micrograms per day. And take some K2 so your bones don't rot. No, I'm not doing a Chantal update. She's pissing me off. When she's finally over the fucking nadir shit, I'll talk about her again. that's my standard. Oh, the Maddie archive was taken down. So if you're looking for archives, you have to go to either maddie.live or maddietheinternet.com and find it on Odyssey or on the site. But Odyssey probably works better. Or you can look up the Slobbermutt archives. They're getting another one set up. Okay. I guess I'll put the thing into green mode now. How do I do green mode? Add color, because we're gonna shill, my friends. We're gonna read some super chats so I can pay. Oh my god, that is obnoxious. How do I lay this? No, that's too much. How do I get this? I want like a nice shade of green. No, I apologize. I don't like doing super chats, but it does help. Here, does this work? Here, that's like green like a dollar bill. Well, we're in green mode now. Irish mode. Okay, I'm gonna go through the super chats before the outro song. So if you want to stick around for that, I do appreciate it. I try to make them entertaining. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Let's see. Let's start at the end, I guess. Kay gives me $14.88 and says pre-stream coin with 5 stars. Thank you, Kay. Twinkletard donates 100 to say fart. Thank you very much. Anonymous for 21 says, Josh, I'll probably visit Pre-Nostrovia soon. Any tips being there or that I said check out? And also in regards to your upcoming firearms purchase, what is your opinion about Caltech? I do not have any opinion about Caltech. As far as traveling to Pre-Nostrovia goes, you may want to put off on that because there's apparently activity there in regards to the war. I heard that there was like a car bomb or something in Pre-Nostrovia because they're sympathetic to Russia and they hope that Russia will take the Black Sea coast and connect back up to Pre-Nostrovia. That's what they're hoping for. So you might want to put off on that. If you do go, I would go with a tour guide because if you don't speak any Russian, you will be lost. And you might be suspicious if you don't have somebody from there with you. Chaos Roxanne says, how much pussy or dick has being the internet's freedom fighter netted you, glorious leader? I don't kiss and tell. Winston Fujimori says, I'm in Ghost Politics inner circle. Ghost got banned from Twitter because of Ralph. Now he wants to set up a node on the Fediverse. He wants to email you for advice. What's your email? He can email me at null@kiwifarms.net or jcmoon@pm.me, whichever he prefers. And I'll probably just put him in touch with Crunk, because Crunk is the guy that set up our instance. But I'll definitely help out whatever I can. I like Ghost. Ghost was the first person that I ever took an interest to as like a weirdo on the internet. I fondly remember listening to Radio Graffiti with friends when I was like a teenager, and they're good memories. I really like Ghost. Solid Sneed says, for your GAT search, much like the white girl carousel, try a large variety of handguns if you can before settling down to keep one. Don't forget to find a comfy holster so carrying is no issue. Yeah, I'm going to have to put that off for a while because my living situation is complicated. But I'm really sad. I really wanted a gun. I keep thinking, maybe I can get a gun here. I have to go through a pain in the ass process, but... Karen Yuma says, you can add YouTube boxes to the ad block rules. I think I've actually done that after the last time. I got so fed up with it. Garbo for 20 says, I missed the way you said Erver. Let's bring that back. I don't know. I try to improve. I try to improve how I speak over time. It doesn't really work out that way, but I try my best. Bingus for 10 says, have you called Chantal yet? No, I have not. If I called Chantal, I would just tell her to get rid of fucking Nadir because I'm so sick of the Nadir saga. I'm so sick of them breaking up and getting back together every 3 minutes. Rungle for 5 says the only cure for pedophiles is lead. Just kidding, of course. Haha. I'm not kidding. I mean it. For real. Anime for 5 says, is Evangelion still kosher? Please, Josh, I need to know. Aren't they like all 13 in that? I don't know. I've never watched Evangelion. I just know that the people fight over which of those like 13-year-old girls I'd prefer to fuck. Ice Mexican for 10 says, thanks for being an average weirdo and not a fucking gross degenerate like Flam. Take this 10 and go smash some Chinese blocks. Thank you, friend. Medicare Fembot for 100 says, Sneed 4 looking boss. Really enjoyed the Yandere Dev OG stream and ending it with Wadamote. It was great. Trying to catch old streams. The Emily Yukis cartoons were insane. Yeah, I would still, the Emily Yukis Alfred Playhouses are still like a favorite in terms of like abstract art and like because she was clearly like super molested, and I think that's all that is. They're very interesting. I don't remember Wadamote. I remember the outro song. It's like or the intro song. It's like a heavy metal cover. And thanks. Anonymous for 10 says, hi Josh, hi Annan. Annan for 2 says, my family had restaurants for the years. My mom hired Mexican dishwashers mainly. Most of the guys we hired had daughters that got married at ages 13 to 16. Also unaccompanied minors south of the border. Yeah, I don't think looking out for kids is like a Mexican cultural thing. Anonymous for 1 says, one friend, $1. Thank you. Sneedem Feedem says, bears are really cool. They're like big dogs. I don't think so. I think they'll bite your fucking hand off. I've seen Russians die to bears. Are you winning, son? For 5 says, between the tags on Flam's hentai in the stream with P's, either he's a P or he's flirting with them. P.S. Adrian Blair won. Yeah, like I said, you are the company that you keep, so you better be fucking careful. Digger Nick says, nice show for 5. Thank you. KF Roxanne Wolf says, that Phil will never be your internet daddy. Sorry. You have to be internet famous like Ralph or Medicare before I say I'm your internet daddy. Tyrone for 5 says, speaking of dick, remember that autismo girl he told to abandon her family? That was just Digi X Ralph video. She's an internet whore now, just opened a Fansly this week. That's true. Dick Masterson told a woman with severe mental handicaps named Mint Salad that she should abandon her family because they were threatening to kick her out if she did not stop drawing furry pornography. He told her that she's an adult and that she should choose her career choice over her family. And now he hooked her up with his ex-producer Riley, and now there is a picture of her naked, shitting her pants. That is on the internet. So that really did not go the way that I'm sure her family would have wanted it to. Animal for 1 says, Congress is trying to pass a bill so that you can't disassemble and clean your gun unless you are a gun manufacturer. Pass of House Reps already. What, in Congress? That's not going to pass. How the fuck are you going to stop people? That's like a bullshit. Just from the right to repair approach. Like... you should be able to, anything you own, you should be able to disassemble. It doesn't matter if it's a car or an iPad or what. That's something I get very passionate over. You should be able to fuck with your shit however you want, which is why they try to move everything to the cloud now. We're going to have an issue where all the tractors in the country are hooked up to Skynet. And unless John Deere says you can plow your fucking field, you get to starve. Pepsi Man for 1 says, let the record show that Android 18 was a young adult woman before being turned into a cyborg despite her name. In Japanese, she's called a Genzo Ninjin or artificial human. Thank you. That's very fascinating. Anonymous for 10 says, sorry if you talked about this already, but I'd love to hear your take on the current DuckDuckGo situation. Fuck DuckDuckGo. I use Bing, unironically. I use Bing and Brave Search because I'm a Brave shill. Make sure you're using Brave and give me all your bat. Me for 106 says, Ich liebe Mati. Thank you. Kuriyuma for 15 posts a bunch of sheep or alpaca emojis. Thank you. Derman and Dermenga says hurrah for 5. Thank you. Israeli Lover 1234 for 10 says neighbor, but not neighbor. The very offensive N-word that I cannot say because I'll get banned from my YouTube. And I love my neighbor cattle ranchers who give me money. Actually, they don't give me money. Fuck them. Fuck you, Susan. You bitch. Ludwig for 5 says, hey, I edited an abridged version of you plus Nick going over his bankruptcy forms. Think you'd both get a kick out of it. Oh, that must be Ludwig World Order, who, by the way, if you're not aware, Ludwig World Order did the funniest DSP edit ever. I've watched a lot of This Is How You Don't Plays, but the This Is How You Don't Play where he's going up against like I don't know Dark Souls, but he's doing the Dark Souls thing with Ludwig at the end. There's a specific edit where DSP is fighting something. I don't even want to spoil it. It's the funniest thing ever, though. He's fighting 3 guys at once, and it's edited to absolute perfection. It's the funniest fucking thing ever related to Darkside Phil. Ludwig, or IJC Moon says for 15, I love anime and poking buttholes. Thummy Ralph, I'm your biggest fan. High words of praise. Maddie for 1 says, hey Josh, what do you think about men going their own way? Want to be in Chad's group. MGTOW is like, I don't have a daddy, and I need another man to teach me how to be cool. I mean, I don't know. I had a friend who I met when I was 18. He was like 5 years older than me. And I met him playing Dota. And this guy gave me like proper life advice for how not to be a complete fuck up. Which is like, I don't know. In the flamenco stuff, people brought up shit from Blockland to like try and fuck with me. It's just like, I would not even recognize who I was as a teenager. Because when I turned 18, I got a job. I made friends. I had a girlfriend for the first time. I met my best friend, who I've been friends with for a very long time. And it's just like my entire life changed. It's like a completely different person after those few years. Carrie tips $25 with no message. Thank you, Carrie. And tip goal for you to stream a game sometime. I'm just trying to make shit work right now, my friend. Maybe one day. I would like to move first, get comfortable, and then do more shit. Because I've been ignoring the Gumroad people too, and I apologize for that. Wings, a Pepsi Cola for two, says, Lemao, that one guy from the Urban Rescue Ranch can maintain a farm in his suburban backyard while multiple trannies need Gibbs to keep their farmland from rotting. That is true. I'm going to end it there. Hope I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. I appreciate everybody who bothered to stick around for the super chats and the outro song. I will see you all next week. No promises, I may do something for Gumroad over the weekend. I try to take the weekends off just to relax and play Team Fortress 2 or something, just so I'm not like constantly pent up. That being said, I think that's all I can say for now. I'll turn the filter off. I got my outro song ready to go. So, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.
God of the devil and the devil did come. Said to the devil, devil, do you like drums? Do you like cigarettes, dominoes, rum? He said only sundown, Sundays, Christmas, Sundays. And when I need a few friends, now and again, I can never hope to keep them. Thought to give friends what I thought that they wanted. Never had they needed a good friend as I've been. Don't get me venting on friends who resent you, cause all you've ever done is been a noose to hang on to. They thought was a necklace and reckless. They fell into hell where you both hang with nothing to do but scratch. Kick, let gravity win like fall. This, let gravity win like. You could leave it all behind. Even the devil need time alone sometimes. You could let it all go. You could let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall. Call to the devil and the devil said quit. Can't be bothered, better handle y'all shit. Keep about your wits, man, keep about your wits. Know yourself and who you came in with. Can I sit down? I've been hustling all day. I can't even count how many souls I made. Off the same deal, you wrong. Remember, the devil ain't a friend to no one. But find true when you can let it all go. You can let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall. Call to the devil and the devil say, hey, why you been calling this late? It's like 2 a.m. and the bars all closed. He dead in hell, it's a rule I made. Anyway, you say you're too busy saving everybody else to save yourself, and you don't want no help. Oh well, that's a story to tell. Like you can let it all go. You can let it all go. It's called free fall. It's called free fall. You can let it all go. You can let it all go. Cause ain't shit free but falling out. That shit's easy, let me show you how it's like. But falling out, that shit's easy, let me show you how it's like.